Robb Nickels, a Detroit hip hop veteran, motivational speaker, and Web3 visionary. As founder of I Am Universe LLC and IMU TV, Robb is redefining how independent artists shine. From dropping beats to pioneering audio NFTs on XRPL and VeChain, Robb is a true protector of the frequencies. Get ready for an inspiring dive into his journey, his mission, and what's next for the future of entertainment. Let's go beyond the NFT. Welcome, Robb. How are you?
I am great, Sin. I am just absolutely amazed that was such an incredible intro. You know, haven't heard anybody do that much research on me, so that's like pretty cool. Thank you for it's awesome, man. I'm having a good time, man. Just doing what we're doing. Thank you for this opportunity to come and talk to your community.
For sure. And yeah, it's a little bit, I had to go back to work recently, so I don't have, or a year ago, I don't have as much Web3 time. So I said to myself, if I am going to do anything right, I'm going to try to be the best host I possibly can. So it's an honor to have you here. Usually I like to start these shows, I like to start beyond the NFT by passing the mic over to our guest of the evening and give you the opportunity to share a little bit about yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do, and anything, all of the above, whatever you'd like to share. The mic is yours.
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity again. Good evening, everybody that's hanging out. We're everywhere because Sin is blasting it out to everywhere. It's Decentraland, Twitch, and all over the place right now. So thank you for coming in and hanging out and just being interested to hear about this little guy here from Detroit, Michigan. My name is Robb Nickels, born and raised in Southwest Detroit, Michigan. Come from a long line of music makers. My family, my whole family is just like really in depth into music. They either sing or play instrument or something like that. So it was just natural for me to just get into music. It just was all around me all of the time. Even on the weekends, my family members, uncles, aunts, cousins, everybody used to. It didn't matter. We was at one of our relatives' house, and I can guarantee you they were partying together. But at some point, the guitar came out. My uncle Jay, he played the guitar. And it was going down, and next thing all of the singing and all that comes along with it. So it was just music was a part of my background just growing up. Period. But then as I grew up, hip hop came along. Of course, I was always into just music anyway. As a young man, as a kid, I spent a lot of time indoors listening because I'm an asthmatic, and as a kid, I was really, really sick a lot, so I spent a lot of time indoors listening to music. 45 on top of 45. I'm really telling you how old I am, right? I'm definitely a golden era hip hop artist, OG for sure. So listening to all of the 45s and all of the 33 and the thirds, and even some 78s back then. And for those that don't know what that means, that's rotations per minute on a turntable, and that's how fast you had different size vinyls. And vinyl is making a comeback, so you probably do know what I'm talking about. Vinyl, the bigger ones are the 33 and the thirds. The little the roll smaller was 45s, and you had one that was just a little bit bigger than 45s and real thick, and those were 78s. So we spent a lot of time in the house listening to music, and it just became a part of me. And so I grew up got into the Glee Club and started playing in a band. I started playing in a band, playing the clarinet in the third grade. And so music was there. So when hip hop came along, it was more of a young me. It was like our thing. It was like, those of us that were alive during that time coming up, it was something that we were creating, something that was our voice. All of the lingo and the way that we dressed and just everything about it, the way our hairstyles and the culture of it, graffiti, breakdancing, and hip hop rapping. And if you don't have to go into the history of hip hop, but you know what I'm talking about. And so it started out breakdancing, and my guys, me and my friends from Southwest Detroit, we used to call ourselves the USA Breakers, and we was pretty good too, man. I'm not lying. I truly believe, and you might see somebody that says otherwise. I really can't prove it, but at 12 and 13 years old, we was the first young men breakdancing on skates. I know this to be sure. I know this. For sure. Well, maybe I can't prove it, but I know this for sure. Right? But anyway, So it just kind of transferred from breakdancing. Hip hop came in scratching and and all of that. I thought I wanted to be a DJ, but I realized I couldn't afford the equipment. So I said the next big thing is, what's this? What's this thing? The other way, what got up there? Who's this dude? MC, rapper. I'm like, okay, what's this? That's okay. So a good friend of mine, Quentin Sharp, who's a you'll hear his name coming up more and more. He's an incredible actor on the blow up right now. You'll catch a lot of his movies on Tubi at this time. Just type in Quentin Sharp. That's a shameless plug for you, Quentin. Right?
Writing it down.
But so he came down. He said, "Man, let me show you how to write. How to rap." I was like, "What's?" And he said, "He put it in there." I was like, "Oh, it's basically like saying a poem to a beat." He's like, "Right." I said, "All right, cool." So I took off from there and wrote my first rap, and I did it for my friends and family, and they thought it was dope. Oh man, it's on now, right? So I had already been performing, obviously, my whole life and all of that good stuff. So now it's going from playing a breakdance and performing a glee club and in band to actually doing this. And so I got my first taste of being able to perform in middle school with the microphones. My very first time ever performing as a rapper, and the crowd just went crazy. One of my partners, Phil Dallas, was beatboxing. So we ain't had drum machines and all. I wasn't none of that. Right? He wasn't that. He was beatboxing. And we was going in. We tore it up. And I knew then that this was going to be what I had to do. This is what this was it. This was life put that mark on me then. It's it. This is your water. If you're a fish, this is your water. And so as time went on, I just kept doing it all the way through high school, perfecting my craft, perfecting it, learning from the best that are out here that I could find. Became a part of an organization, a youth organization created by young people called The Posse, which was a democratic organization of rapper, DJs, and dancers. And we really did. We had dues, we had voting systems, we had practices, we did a lot of shows, lots and lots of shows. It was like a fraternity, sorority blended together. You had to go for work, all of that kind of stuff, in order to get points, in order to cross over to be a thoroughbred. So it's really structured. It taught us teamwork, taught us toughness, taught us that you needed to get educated if you wanted to come up in the ranks. So that was real incredible to be able to have that experience. And that led to my first record deal with Tone Deaf Records, who was the producer our producer there was named Jules Silas. And he created Tone Deaf Records. And out of all of the artists who are in the posse, again, you had to arrange yourself in ranks. And I was one of those artists that came in. I was one of the latter artists to come in. However, I came in and made noise very, very fast because I'm coachable. And allowed me to be able to get, secure a spot on a compilation album before I was even 18. And so I got that record deal, signed my first record deal when I was 18 years old. And that came all out, 1990. And it was all the Billboard magazine, it was on, all the right magazines back there, Yo, and all of the crazy stuff. We was in Billboard a couple of times. Wasn't a huge write-up, but we were in there. And I was right.
I love it.
I was able to be, I was able to be one of the first rap artists to appear on a motion picture soundtrack. Back in the day, there was an independent movie maker here out of Detroit that made a movie called Mirror, Mirror, and I was working with one of the producers named RJ, music maker and producer named RJ Rice, known best for his group RJ's Latest Arrival. You do the research on that, and they have some hits. They were signed with Capitol Records, and so he assisted us in getting that opportunity. So we were all on the news and all that. So I really knew I had to be this artist at that point, And then and when I finally got that first lesson about what it is to be in this industry, the first letdown, things didn't go as well as I had planned. The label didn't pan out as well as we thought. Everything kind of went all the different directions, and I'm like, wow, what do I do now? I went to school a little bit, came back home to a record deal, and I just kept going. And I realized, because at that time I had friends, one of two of my really good friends had signed major record deals. I mean, major record deals. One of my good friends, if you've ever heard of the female rapper Boss, she's in the Guinness Book of World Records of being the first female gangster rapper signed to a major record label. She was the first female rapper to sign to Def Jam Records. It was Def Jam West, but it was Def Jam nonetheless.
I see.
And Yeah. So and she schooled me a lot. We were great friends. We were both in the posse together. So we kind of left and branched off. She went her way. She ended up striking her, making it happen for herself. And then another friend of mine, a good friend who introduced me to her, he ended up getting a deal with Atlantic Records with Big Beat. And and it was just like, whoa, I figured I was like, I'm next. I really like I'm next, right? I just knew it. But then they come back after all the things didn't quite go well as they had planned either. And especially with her, and that was really, really top level. She actually got to be able to work directly with Russell Simmons and, a lot of
Wow.
the other big names, Eric Sermon, Def Jeff, I mean, you name it, DJ Quick, AMG. I mean, it's just like really goes on. Easy E, it just goes on and on, all of these people that she worked with. And we got to sit. She would right, before everything kind of just took a turn. She came home and she schooled me. She was telling me really what this industry was about, how this major record deal thing is not all that it's cracked up to be. And
Trap.
she got to tell me of all of the ills of the industry. And I made a decision at that point that I was never trying to get a artist deal anymore. Because by that point, you started having groups like No Limit and Cash Money and all of that were starting to do what they needed to do to get Suave House even back to Scarface and Rap a Lot, even all the way back to Rap a Lot. So when they started getting distribution deals. So I was like, this is what I want. Like, this is what I want. 10 album, 20 million deal. Yeah, baby. That's what we going for now. And that's when I really started, educating myself to get all the way to here, to where we are now. Still being an artist all of that time, trying to find my way in and around and out and about. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I got to a point where I was really kind of just frustrated about the music industry and how the entertainment industry was going, and how really gatekeeped it was
Hmm.
by the worst people. By the worst people. Not you can token gate something, that's fine. But when it's being gatekeeped by the wrong people who only want to misuse the younger talent, and because they know, especially young people, they just want to be successful in this industry, and they know they can do a lot of things to make these young people grooming. Is what they've been taught. The word is grooming,
Yep.
and it's grooming in a whole lot of different ways. More than just the sexual grooming. And they have a lot of young men out here and young people doing a lot of stupid stuff, getting themselves in trouble for the sake of publicity, and
Yep.
that's not the way you want to do it. That's just not the way you want to do it. So ultimately, I got here. Well, I'm gonna tell you what changed me, Sin. What really brought me back, because I kind of backed off and was like really like I don't even know if I'm just gonna make music for myself now. So I was still
Hmm.
dropping music on the streaming platform, but was just making it for me because I wanted to hear it. Because I'm be honest, I don't have anything against none of the younger artists, but I think the younger mainstream artists are rapping a lot of toxic. I'm hip hopper, so
Hmm.
most of the hip hop I hear today is very toxic, and
Yep.
it's talking about absolutely nothing. I mean, zero, same stuff over and over. It's regurgitated madness. So
Yes.
I was really just like, I know I'm past the age that they're gonna even look at me like that as a major superstar in their eyes anyway. So I wasn't even worried about trying to appease them. So my nephew, Ball Out Crypto, uh, he said, Unc, why don't you come on in and hang out with me on X? It was Twitter then.
Hmm.
And just came out. We be having rap spaces and stuff. So at this point, I'm just rapping, but I hadn't freestyled or do anything. It's 5 years ago now. I hadn't did any of that in a long time. So I come into the space, didn't know what a space was, right? I was like, what's a space? So he brings me into the space, and it's a whole room of hip hoppers, and all of our artists are everybody's rocking on the Kronos blockchain at that, or at least I was at that time with all those guys, and it was a freestyle battle, and first prize was some NFTs and some crow or whatever the case was, and so I was just in there listening, and he introduced me. He was like, "Yo, this is my uncle." I was like, "Come on, uncle, you freestyle, all that, right?" So I say, you know what? What do I have to lose? What do I have to lose? I mean, I'm not doing anything else right now. How about it? So I got in and I jumped in the freestyle battle, and I came in second place, right? After after not freestyling, bro, or doing none of that for it had easily been 4 or 5 years since I had even thought about trying to really freestyle, and I was like, all right, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. So they brought me in, and all of the young guys was like, "Oh, you sweet." Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, they gave me a little more confidence to say, but maybe I'm not over the hill, right? Maybe I'm not over the hill. So what ultimately proved it to me was I started rocking out. Unfortunately, there was really no real way to drop NFTs on Chronos.
Hmm.
So I went over. I met some people on VeChain. They really adopted me and their Mad V8s family over on the VeChain. They just really just like opened their arms and just like, come on in here. So I came in and learned a lot more about what NFTs were, what community building was about, being a community member. Really just dove right in that community and became a part of that community so I could learn really more than anything. And then they asked me, like, Rob, we I know you make music. So I said, well, what do you think of you guys think about me making, an anthem for the community? And they said, sure, go for it. So I did it, and they loved it, and it sold out. I did 100 editions on World of E Marketplace, and it sold out in like 9 hours.
Oh,
And
nice.
I was like, whoa! I was like, whoa! It was my first time really dropping on the blockchain at all, and I was like, this is it. I was like, this is it. This is it. And
What
from there,
year?
bro, that what was that? Let's see, it's 22, 25, 2020, I guess that was.
2020.
2020, yeah.
Okay. I see. I
Yeah,
see. Sorry to
yeah,
cut
yeah.
you off there. And you said from
No,
there?
no, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. So here we are. Just ultimately time went on, and I'm gonna tell you, which you can just back off and let you ask me some stuff in a hot second. I'm gonna just bring everybody up to here to where we got to,
Hmm.
what I got to this idea here. I got into this space and I realized this is it for artists, right? And I was like, all right, this is how we do it. And then I started realizing very quickly that since we're so early, since we're so early, there's just simply not enough people here yet to sustain all of us as artists. It's just impossible. It's impossible. You have to keep going to the same people over and over and over, and then hoping that other artists purchase it. And that's really not reasonable to think that another artist. And sure, we support each other, but to think it's just money being passed in a circle that way. Nobody's coming up. That's not healthy. We're going to die with that. So I said, all right. And I saw a lot of artists getting frustrated, coming in, leaving the space because they were coming out with NFTs and they may have one or two good ones. And after that, excuse me, people were like, I'm exhausted, bro. I'm exhausted, especially because we're doing the last bull. So,
Yeah.
people like, I'm exhausted. I just can't spend anymore with you, bro. I just can't, right? And I knew that was a problem. So I said, something got to happen in that. So I said 2 years in, this is me about 2 years in at this point, 2.5 years in. And that's when I really got to thinking something has to happen. Fresh, in order for this to work, we have to have fresh wallets all of the time. Fresh. People that's over enthusiastic about it. And I said, how do you do that? And so I thought about it, and ultimately I came up with IMUTV. So here we are. So now you can ask me whatever questions and we can get deeper.
I mean, we are an IMUTV, but I kind of like wanted to bring it back to kind of some comments you had made earlier when we were talking about the music, about like, today's music's kind of they're preaching the wrong message. It's a message of
Yes.
toxicity, something that's not right, that there needs to be a change. So like
Yes.
as your role, as a motivational speaker, how has this influenced your music? Like, do you see parallels between performing on stage or making music and inspiring audiences through your speaking?
Yes, it's very similar for me, and I think that's probably why I gravitated toward it as well. I'm gonna think the reason why I really started speaking is well, I mean, I have a pretty decent vocabulary, and I always had this love for the English language. So I never had a shortage of being able to express myself in a lot of different ways to a lot of different people. And I remember my cousin; she was like, "Rob, you should be an orator," and I was like, "Oh, maybe one day, maybe one day." I was much younger, and so then as I was started growing and become, because I've always been this guy, this dude about positivity and change and being better, putting yourself in take yourself outside of your comfortable zone, tearing yourself down to build yourself back up so you can be better, so you can help somebody else be better. So I've always been that kind of guy. So the rap music that of course, and also call myself Mr. Versatility. So yeah, you'll hear me do a wide range of music from the ultra positive, metaphysical, and then I got some straight stuff. I mean, because I'm an
Hmm.
entertainer. So, but I try to, even when it's my street stuff, it's a lesson still in it. It's just not mindless, right? You know what I mean? It's
It's
just not
like
some mindless garbage,
DMX had some of
right?
those, you know?
Right. So, but I try to stay now because I'm an older man. I've done all of that. I've seen what younger men, I grew up in a neighborhood in Southwest Detroit, and then grew up in Detroit in general, and lived in inner city. So I know what a young man goes through and sees that, and I know that consistently talking about that all of the time is only going to bring trouble because words have energy, and the more you use these kind of words, the more you use these kind of toxic parallels and paradigms and mentals, the more you attract that to your life. And the more you have to live up to something that you're really not, only for the sake of trying to appeal to an audience so you can be successful in music. And that is just the worst end. There's no good end for anybody for that. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro, I have seen with being able to use my music, and soon, somewhere in the show whenever you're ready, you'll hear one of my songs tonight that that really does go in that direction of giving motivation and education and blending entertainment and education at the same time,
Yep.
without preaching and being, all of that kind of deal. So yeah, I found it that it's really helped out in the motivational side of it.
I love it. And so I would have one more question on the music side, and then perhaps we could play the music that you have lined up for us today.
Sure, sure.
All right. You've openly shared about stepping up as a full-time grandpa, and the trend and how the transition has been through your ex posts. How has the family life influenced your work in music and Web3?
Awesome question. My grandsons are my why. They are definitely my why. And if you don't have a why, say that, man, you hear every successful person on the planet tell you to find a why, whatever you're doing. And they're my goal. I have four grandsons. He's the oldest. And he's at that point where he definitely needs, unfortunately his father isn't around to be able to do his job. So I'm his father. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Yeah.
So I've because of knowing that I've always been this kind of guy. I've always prided myself, even if I haven't been the most successful in life, I have been a very successful father, and that is no question. And you can ask anybody that's around me or surrounds me, and I think you can tell that just by my energies and by the things that I talk about. It's been the thing that I know that's been the toughest job I've ever had, but it's the most fulfilling. So him being my grandson, and especially, it's important for me to lay a proper, roadmap for a young man at his age. He just turned 15. He's very impressionable. There's a lot of distractions out here for young men of any race, nationality, color in this world. It's just crazy up and down. So without having, and I'm gonna tell you, having this now having this brand and doing what I do, working with artists, younger artists, in fact, has allowed me to be able to stay relative enough mentally so that I can relate to my grandson. So I can relate and understand the things that where he's coming from, his mentality, what he's being, the stimulus that he's being exposed to, so that I can, help him decipher it and walk through it and not fall into the traps that so many young men are falling into. And my family has been integral in making this happen, because this has not been easy. Trust me. I mean, I haven't been a full-time parent in 20 years, right? So this is a serious change. All of the, being responsible for the real parts of life, schooling and all this, and medicine and this and all of that other stuff that comes along with it. It's flat out where you at, where you going, where you going to be, how did it, all of that again. So it's a challenge, but it's cool. It's a necessary challenge because I'm happy to have him here. My family is happy to have him here. He's able to see exactly what I'm doing. I think this is important, something especially with African American communities where we have businesses that we build in. It's important that our children are working right alongside with us, even if all they're doing is observing at first. They have to get exposed to it, and we have to become more producers than consumers, and this is all of us. But being an African American, I know that it's far less prevalent in my community than it is in all the other communities of the world. So I'm hoping to use my brand, use my upbringing, and use family and great people like yourself to help spread that word and to be able to break that cycle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I can tell, that your family is your why, just by the way you spoke about them, the tone in your voices, your demeanor. I truly respect that. All right, Rob, what music do you have for us tonight?
All right, tonight I want to thank you first and foremost for hanging in there. I hope you're enjoying and getting some information about me tonight. I want to give you a little taste of the kind of music that I make. I'm on all streaming platforms. This one is not out yet, but I want to give you a little bit of a taste of where we're at now and why I call myself Mr. Positivity and Mr. Love. This song is called Water Drop. All right, got your water, get your water, get your water. You're gonna love this song. I'm really hoping you like Water Drop. You ready?
Take it away.
You hear that? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
It's Robb Nickels. Let's go. Paying homage to one of the most beautiful things that ever exist, period. Okay. Because you can go 30 days without food. It's been out for 3 days. Over 3 days. Ain't not the water drop. Hey. Uh-huh. What we talking about? The water drop. So much love for the water drop. Show you what I said, 30 days without food, only 3 days. Water drop. Without that water drop. Woo. Imagine yourself a water drop, taking form in the sky, it's a perfect process. And right before man's eyes start to fall, bring a life within your maker. A free it was fields and land and sea, all the earth that you wake up. Your forefathers exist in vapor. Your children, all the tears dropping slowly on the paper. You are so weary out of my like glue, and man is crazy. 70% of the world, and man that wants to be until the human baby. One single water drop, one single life sand. Summertime is hot, the glass of life, you taste the body sweat. I may as well confess it to the incredible water dropping the most high blessing for me. The water drop. Yeah. Now let's just look at the makeup. 2 burns hydrogen, 1 burn oxygen. Add these 2 to fire by itself, you blow some shit up. Fuse them together. That's H2O with a fire at Big Daddy. It gotta go in the wintertime, you flake it. But in the spring, you got the power to make me stop and smell the flowers for hours. You often ruin my parade or take my car's beam. But I ain't mad, cause you the same thing that got my car clean. If I could trade places with you, I probably would. Giving life to all that lives, that would feel mighty good. Plus I don't get blessed for it. And when it comes to taking a bath, you are the best for it. And so many things with food that make it healthy for my illness. Let the butter steam, vegetables, and whole chicken for my dinner. I may as well confess it to the incredible water dropping the most high blessing for me. The water drop. Gotta have it, man. Gotta have it, man. Check it out. The water drop. Okay. I want y'all to check this out, right? There's a lesson in my music. Check it out. Yeah. Think about this. Yo. Now the purpose of this composition is to show you that man and water basically have the same mission. Water's always returning to its source. Man is always on his knees praying to God for support. Rain into stream, into river, to make the ocean. Baby into buoyant, to man back to earth is the motion. One drop alone affects a little. One person by himself only comprehends just a portion of the riddle. Water can come together to form and run the current. Unified people makes our children's future assured. Water brings life in the norm of vegetation. Male and female conform to build a nation. A wonderful water drop, a wonderful it is to be. Nobody can stop the rage of the river. No one can stop me. Except me. One who is who he is. I must confess it. The incredible water drop in the most high blessing. Yeah.
Ooh, you brought some heat tonight. Whoa.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Oh man, I was vibing that entire time. And everyone in world, thank you for all the kind words. Let's see. I'm taking a look around the room, and it looks like we have 20 individuals on Decentraland right now.
What's up, y'all?
Everyone listening in enjoyed your song just now, and yeah. Let's see. Shall we move forward, or do you have another track for us?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got another one if you. Yeah. By all means, I got another one for you.
All right, perfect. And then
By all means.
after this song, we could move forward with IMU TV.
Absolutely. Check it out, y'all.
Take it away.
Now, you know, sometimes, y'all, you're going to be on top and sometimes you're going to be on the bottom. Sometimes you're going to be the one to provide help for somebody else. Sometimes you're going to need that help. So I just suggest that you just be the best person you can be. Keep understanding that sometimes we're going to be up, sometimes you're going to be down. It's going to be all those things, round and round. Check this song out. It might give you a little bit of, this like the uncertainties alone and bring the drama. So that today it makes you seem the worst tomorrow. That I have to say the most positive. It's time to grow up and stop depending on your mama. The distractions are endless. Friends they witness. The world is witness. Keep minding your business. Cause they don't know us. They don't control us. So we don't trust them. So they can't show what's nothing. No bluffing. Us against the whirlwind. Family, homies, girlfriend. They keep a world twirling toward future hurling. So sometimes it's overwhelming for some of us to let the world in. It's scary. Magic like Merlin. Fall down, people choose to help you up because you're hurting. Relationship is worth it. Often the shot of help to go round, but other days it's everywhere to be found. Yeah, sometimes. Come on. Hey, you feel me? Put your hands in there, because I know you're in Decentraland rocking with me. Hey, if you're on Twitch somewhere, I know you're still rocking with me. Hey, sometimes bring a lot of pain, so we aim to see the gain of living righteous is true. Check this out, y'all. Sometimes we know the importance of people you give people. Until the doors of your life can be an equal, never sequel. More than see no small as we know. These hoes started snowballs and avalanche that ain't no steam slugs. Yeah, so we gon' take it with time. Hold on, mistake it, I'm gon' take what is mine. Hard times and lessons, you just take them as signs. Hard time to shine, I'ma shake your place in line. Sometimes all and sometimes none. Sometimes you wanna have a ball, sometimes you don't wanna have fun. Sometimes not at all part of the sun, but sometimes the one. Sometimes the moon, most times the sun, most times on the moon, sometimes on the run, but some days they prove that they are tougher than some. There's one to shoulder from a friend, you truly trailer is one. Hey! Sometimes we gon' need a little helping hand from a friend, some support and encouragement too. Sometimes we gon' need to just sit back and try to comprehend the things life's putting us through. Sometimes it's broken, bring a lot of pain, so we aim to see the gain of living righteous is true. Sometimes we hope, sometimes we know it, sometimes we don't hope and know it. Sometimes we gon' need a little helping hand from a friend, some support and encouragement too. Sometimes we gon' need to just sit down and try to comprehend the things life's putting us through. Sometimes this work can break a lot of pain, so we aim to see a gain of living righteous is true. Sometimes we hope it, yeah. Sometimes we know it, yeah. So just be the best person that you can be, because sometimes you're gonna need some help. And if you're just tripping out here and you're burning down your bridges, you can forget it, because sometimes it'll turn to no time. This your man Robb Nickels. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me. Yo, we're gonna keep it going. This is my man Sinful, and we doing it live right here beyond the NFT. Let's go.
Big shout out to Robb Nickels. I have to ask you, what's the name of this song, and when are is this song and Raindrop? What's the other one called? Raindrop?
First one is called Water Drop.
Water
This
Drop.
one is called Sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah. When are they dropping?
These will be dropping probably later on in this year. I'm be doing this like they had a project that was called the Get Money Project. So now the Hip Hop Project and the Peace Project, the Love Project is coming up next. So this will be on that project. So I got a couple of singles that I'm dropping. I have one that's getting ready to drop on XRP Cafe, and then by the end of this year, I'll definitely make sure you know.
Yeah, hit me up, because I definitely want to pick one up myself.
My man,
I am a fan.
That, bro. Awesome. I appreciate it, man.
So,
it's awesome time. So hey, let's jump back in it, man.
Yes, sir. I after some good music, right? We're back to our next topic, IMU TV, and I mean IM Universe as well. What was the vision behind founding IM Universe LLC and IMU TV? This is a two-part. How does it empower independent artists in a way that traditional media doesn't?
Awesome questions. The inspiration behind IMU. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of deep story. The same artist that I was telling you about earlier, the first female rapper to sign to Def Jam, boss, a good friend of mine, she passed, and I was crushed. I was crushed because we was like brothers and sisters, and I was just really down. It really kind of took the wind out of my sails for real, as far as making
music and doing everything right here. So I took a little hiatus from the blockchain for a minute, just stepped back away from Twitter, and I was just there in the dumps. And one day, I'm not lying, y'all. It wasn't like I saw her, but I felt her. I know she was there. It was her. I know it was there, and I could hear her, but not hear her. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does.
But um, and she said, "What you doing?" She said, "Rob Fresh." Because that's what my very first professional name, industry wise, is Rob Fresh, and that's what she always called me all the way up to this day, even though my name is has changed so many times, right? So
Yeah.
she said, "What you doing?" And I'm just kind of moping around, just kind of doing nothing else. I'm just here trying to do it, you know. So what you mean? What you trying to do it? I'm trying to, still trying to do it. I'm starting to try to come back a little bit. And she said, but no. She said, but what are you doing? I said, and I'm not. I was like, I don't understand the question. And she said, what did I do? Well, I said, you made history. She said, exactly. I said, okay. She said, then you know what you got to do there. And she was gone. She was gone. I had no clue what she was talking about. I
Oh
just knew
man.
then that it was something that she was saying that you're going to do something. You have to do something to change the way that music is going. You have to do something. That's what I end up getting out of it. She said to change, you need to do something disruptive. And so I said, okay. And I was just happy that she came and visited me. I was perplexed, sad, happy, all of those. A whole lot of emotions going on at that time, and just kind of going all over, trying to figure it out. And then it started like day by day, things just like getting clearer and clearer of what needed to happen. And of course, we'll think about blockchain, and I said, well, I need exposure. Well, how we get the exposure? And first thing obviously came radio, and I was like, it's too much flim flam garbage. With the radio, it's too much. You're not going to be able to beat the mainstream. You can't beat the record labels. Forget that. Spotify, it's just too much. Just not going to get it either. It's just they're taking away everything too. And I'm trying to teach artists how to build websites and all of that. That's too lengthy of a time. To sell it themselves. That's just too much. I'm like, what I got to do? What about TV? And I said, well. And of course, I thought about social media, and I thought about social media is so white noise. There's so much white noise there for artists, specific creators, because there's everything else that's there, on social media. And so I was like, man, sometimes it has to be something. TV is it, and so TV just really. And I thought about it. I was like, well, Rob, when you were growing up just a fan, what did you like most about being a fan? And it was seeing my favorite artists on TV. Obviously we didn't have computers, the internet, that type of thing. But seeing them on TV meant something. To see them finally make it to MTV, to finally make it to, Rap City and, every other platform that they was showing videos, VH1. Oh, man, especially if they made the VH1, you really was excited to see your artist. So I was like, there's just this attraction with seeing people on television. So I said, how can I get that done, though, without, breaking the bank? I don't want to pay, And so I searched, and then it took me, I want to say about 6 to 8 months to do all of this research. And I came with this idea, that idea. I was going to start in the metaverse, because I thought that might work. But I said, well, not enough people even know about the metaverse. That's not going to work. It's like, shoot, that can help. That could be an add-on later on, but that can't be the lead. So I said, all right. So bam, I found out how to do it. Just to say, all right, how much is it going to cost me? Bam. It's going to cost a pretty penny.
Usually
But
does.
right, so I'm asking myself, though, because I was always talking about some very, very influential men who were very affluent. He said, Rob, you can't think about, that's a scarcity mentality when you think about if you're troubled by the price of something. He said, it's a scarcity mentality. He said, you have to think about how much can you make, not how much it costs. So I said, so, all right, I asked myself, how much can I make from this? I did my research all over the place. AI, there's some crazy AI man too. So I'm all over getting all my necessary numbers, and I'm a number cruncher, right? I'm really, really like OCD like that. And so, so I said, this could be it, Rob. This could really be it. And the idea came that I could use the internet to leverage television platforms in a way that nobody had done before. That I hadn't seen it being done. Without building it all the way up on your own and doing all of the promotion on your own, not leveraging something bigger. I found out how, it wasn't easy. I found out how to get my platform onto Roku, how to get it on Amazon Fire TV, how to get it on Apple. And I went and did all of the necessary things to make that happen, and it happened. It got there. And it was just crazy when it did, because it's been over a year now. And I remember the day that it finally went live, And I'm looking in my living room, standing in my living room with my Roku remote, and I'm like, holy smokes, I'm on Roku, right? So,
Uh,
right? I'm on Roku. This is crazy. So I just built it up a little bit, brought it to the community and to the artists that I knew immediately. You know, all the artists I met in the Cardano community, all the artists that was dropping on, you know, OpenSea, all the artists that was on Crow, all the artists that I've been running with all of that time. And, you know, hey, this is what I'm doing, man. You know, I think, you know, this is going to be something hot. And then, of course, we talk about how it works in the next part of the question. But I'm thinking this could do this. I think it's ours. It's something. It's built for us. We ain't got to worry about nobody else, right? And so a little bit of time went on, and I'm not sure if you know my partner Alcatraz or my buddy Jay Fitzy now was the head of a different platform, NF Tempo, which was a NFT marketplace, and he and I were great friends because I was an artist there on NF Tempo, and he was, you know, he's been integral with me from long before I had IMU TV, just as an artist releasing music on the blockchain. You know, he's been right there with me, helping me work out the best ways to do it and how to navigate, pivot when things go wrong, and all of those type of things. And so he saw what I was doing, asked me, you know, hey, you want some help? I said, I sure do. So he came in with me, and I was like, I'm glad you asked, because I was going to ask you. And so one thing led to another, and we became partners. And you know, he really just started taking off with that. His voice, Jimmy's voice, my voice, and then the whole of the music community. It just started talking and showing, you know, hey, we really are here on Roku. We really are on Amazon Fire. We really are building some incredible things. Didn't mean to do that. We really are building some things for the artists to be able to finally be able to sustainably make music or whatever it is, because IMU TV is not just music anymore. It's now for all entertainment. So it's now it's music, audiobooks, film, you know, all kind of stuff. Even Web3 content even there now. So now we're just building and more and more people are getting more and more excited about it. And we're now in streaming in 29 countries worldwide, and it's just getting better and better. You know, better and better. So yeah, my friend Diane coming to me and a vision telling me I needed to disrupt the music industry and disrupt the entertainment industry by giving the power back to the artists is why we're here.
Oh man, and I mean, from what you shared about Boss earlier in the interview about how she came back and kind of told you about the ugliness of the industry. She was the one that you know, brought you into that world. I truly believe that it was her that was speaking to you. Wow. And thank you for sharing, because like I know sometimes that may not be the easiest thing to share, but I'm really happy that you did.
Oh, you're welcome.
So IMU TV, you're mentioning that it is available on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple, I believe.
Apple's coming soon. So it's not yet, but it's coming soon. Apple TV is coming soon.
Apple TV coming soon. So could you share with us maybe some stories about any artists who have broken through thanks to your channel?
Sure. So I'll give you a two-part. I'm gonna give you that story. If like I think one of the questions says, how does it benefit? What does it? How are we? Is it allowed? So
yes. Sorry.
Let me give you that answer first. No, it's cool. It's cool. Here's what my intention was as an artist. I'm an artist first, right? And that's our main flat out model. Artist first, community second, the brand, and IMU TV, IMU last. IMU is the overall umbrella because we have a whole lot that's going to be coming under this umbrella. And I chose that name because IMU. We're all mirrored reflections and fractional pieces of each other, of the one larger whole. I mean, I know that might be a little bit out of some people's, say, but yes, we are. I am you. When I see you, you are me, and that's how I think. So I have to treat you as well as I treat myself if I'm expecting to be treated well at all. So that's why I came I am you, but I had to figure out the the acronym for it, and it turned out to be Independent Music Universe. So Independent Music Universe Television is the brainchild of IMU. So and here's the core, the ultimate core of it. First and foremost, there's no contracts with IMU TV. We have no exclusive anything. We don't own any of your stuff. We don't do any of that. Our biggest push that we want to do is make sure that the artists get exposure. It's so hard for artists to get exposure on their own, especially with all of the noise, the white noise I was talking about. So we do a lot of heavy lifting by getting the artist by being leveraging Roku, by leveraging Amazon Fire, and by it's soon to be leveraging Apple TV. Plus, we have our own website and all of that as well, imutv.tv, which is kind of like an imutv.tv is kind of like what. The best explanation, until you see it yourself, is like blending MTV with Netflix or something like that. So it's like VOD, music, entertainment, 100% of the time, though, all of the time. Even on our Web3 channel, we have a live playlist that goes 24/7 for Web3 content. So that was the first idea first. Let's get the artists some exposure that they don't have to jockey for, that they don't have to go crazy for. Right, so that's what we use the leverage for. Then on top of that, now that if they're coming in, some of these artists are coming in with hardly any fan base at all. So how do we help them? Right? It doesn't help to just put them in front of people. You have to build something around them. So we started building our community, and that's our protected community. And you can learn more about that on our website, IamProtectors.com. Now, that's what we build in our community around the artists that really this community, and a group of people that some are music makers, some are not. Some of them are just fans that just love music and they want to see, they see the vision for IMU TV, and they just want to support it. So they support the artists. And so that's bang. So a lot of artists get to come in and do monthly concerts with us, that we get them the exposure in front of the artists. They're able to make tips directly right at there, give them the same type of performance like I'm doing here. They'll be in their own space. They don't get to see everybody, but it's cool because that they're there, and that people are supporting, and so that gives us an opportunity to be able to help them practice and give them more network and spread their wings a little bit, maybe, and gather a bigger following. Teach them how to become a part of the community so they can build a community within the community. So that we have that. So you have that support, and then we have the tools on IMU. Here's where I think the biggest parts was because I'm sure artists are asking, well, how do I get paid? Well, first and foremost, if you are signed up with a pro, ask like ASCAP or BMI or CSAC. If you're on CSAC, well, you doing the thing. So you probably you could probably afford to do a lot of things on your own if you're on CSAC. But if you're on ASCAP or BMI, of course, we will have to be compliant in that. We pay out a blanket pay to ASCAP and BMI, and the pro pays you in that regard. Mm-hmm. But that's not where you want to make. That's what the traditional industry is doing for you. If you want to do that, you may as well just be an artist on the streaming platforms. Yep. That's just one little piece. That's not enough money to even buy a hot dog. So we also provide us as a brand and a global television network. Obviously, we're going to be doing advertising. We're going to have paid advertising. So we're going to be the first of its kind. I truly believe the first of its kind type of platform that will be giving a large portion of a large percentage back to the artists of our advertising revenue. And of course, it'll be tiered based on what's going on or what you're doing or where you're at in their ecosystem. But we're giving back up to based off. We're still doing some number crunching, but we're looking at anywhere from 15 to 20% of our total ad revenue spend, ad revenue income back to the artist. So that's hip. And if you're in the program, every artist gets. If you're in the program, I don't care if as long as you're on the platform, you got one video on there, you're going to get some of that, right? Now, the bigger part though, which I like, because that's cool, because if you think about what MTV did back in the 90s, they was doing excess of $20-30 million a month in advertising revenue. So that'll be a huge chunk to go back to an artist stream, right? Or go back to an artist ecosystem. And we're talking, they were limited because they had FCC regulations of where they could broadcast to. And while we have geographic restrictions, we have the ability to reach more places on our own without having to go through FCC and traditional television to get our word out here. So our advertising reach will go far and vast and beyond all over the world that they'll allowing IMU TV to be broadcast. So just think about that as a brand could be advertised to 30 countries and it'll soon be 40, 50, 100 countries around the world. You have a global brand. You need that. So that's a big part. But the biggest thing, saying that I really like to want to push toward the artists, because something I'm starting to really exercise first, is that we have pay-per-view. We have paywall options, pay-per-view and paywall options. So you don't have to put anything on IMU TV for free, right? If you don't want anybody to see it for free, well, you on board with us. You let it be known, I want these videos, this selection of stuff to be behind a paywall for this amount. We'll discuss, in our terms and conditions. It shows you all of how the processing fees that we have to pay with Stripe and blah blah, PayPal and blah blah blah, all of that stuff, and then your percentage and our percentage. Of course, you're going to make it as yours, right? We get a small percentage, and you get the vast majority. What does that mean to you as an artist? Well, if you look at Patreon, people that's using Patreon and OnlyFans, and I know, it might get some negative connotation, but just think about it. They're actively engaging with the community and their audience and making an offer. If you're not making an offer, you're never going to make any money, period. So you got to be able to, you can't just put out there, listen to my music, and no, I'm going to get rich. No, you have to say, come and join me. Here's what I'm all about. Hopefully you dig what I'm all about. And if you dig what I'm about, hey, drop it on, put the money on the wood, bro. Support me if you really dig what I'm saying, man. If you make a compelling offer, and you make the community, you make your audience really want to engage with you, which they do. They want to engage with you. So you just got to give them that personal experience, and they will spend. So here's what on IMU TV, you got subscriptions if you want to do that. You can, monthly if you want to, for people to view your content. You got that. If you want them to purchase it one time and they have it forever, you could do that. If you want them to purchase it every single time that they view it, you can do that too. So that is the real power that you have on IMU TV, because we're not, and along the way, if you're rocking and you're doing your things, we go the extra mile to support and push the artists. We do advertising on our own timelines, on IMU TV's timelines, on our own personal timelines. We do these concerts and just so much more, along with open mics and in-depth interviews like you're doing with me. We do those every other Wednesday. So we do a great deal to get the artists in position. Now, you say, is there any artist that has had a breakthrough? Now, we're only a year old. We're a little over a little year old, so we haven't quite had an artist just had that full breakthrough. But I did get some very, very inspiring information that says that we're going in the right direction. But first and foremost, we got a couple of larger artists now on IMU TV, as well as IMU TV Web 3, larger content creators that see the vision. One of the artists on IMU TV is named Jay Yellow L. He has a very, very big following. He has about 12 videos on IMU TV. This guy's been on, FIFA, I think FIFA 2020, 2022 or one of those. So he's doing a lot of work out there, and he saw the vision, talked to my man Niall. I was like, yeah, this is dope. Let's get there. And so we have a number of artists. Rob Philo just came on, he's an incredible artist. So we have, quite a few incredible artists that's banging, but he's the most inspiring. And all of them have told me directly that they really appreciate us creating something like this, because it really has given them opportunity to just catapult themselves out there into a way that they never had. And this is the one I think I have actually two. The first one is it's not as big as the second one, but the first one is a young artist named Goldie on IMU TV. I met him here in Detroit. He's here from Detroit, and this young man, he stands out in front of the stores, gas stations, whatever. He ain't out there saying, can I, get 50 cents or whatever. He comes up to you. He's got his phone in his hand. He's like, yo, I'm a music artist. Can I perform some of my music for you for a donation?
Oh,
what? You talking about? I'm like, that's hustle.
That's hustle.
I'm like, that's hustle. Right now, that's hustle. And so I immediately like, yes, young man, I got to have you on deck. So we got him on IMU TV. In fact, we just put a post out on it this week. And so I seen him. I hadn't seen him in a while, and I was wondering how things was going for him. And I saw him again. He's like, because everybody called me Uncle Rob. Yeah. He say, man, whatever you need me to do, I'm with it. He said, man, bro, I want to thank you. He said, man, little kids been coming up to me and talking about, I seen you on that TV show, right? And he says all his family and stuff like been tripping, like, dang, you on TV, and that's why I was like, bro, I'm so happy to hear you say that it's working for you. And you also reinforced to me that I was right about the psychology of television. people love television. It's just it's comfortable. It lives in the place that you're most comfortable. And I always figured if I could put an artist in front of you while you're in that most comfortable position, watching that big ass TV you got, eating the popcorn or chilling or whatever it is that you're doing with your family, and this artist comes on and it's a great song. Every time you hear this artist in the future, you're going to associate that, even subconsciously, to that comfort of being in your living room. And that's going to make you love the artist more and more. This is what I'm telling you. This is all the research I did for IMU TV, bro.
It went deep.
So, so that's him. So that was like, gave me a lot of, oh, yes. Here's the big one. We have an artist named, you guys may have met him because he performs all over the spaces, named Mr. Mojo McCarthy. That's my guy, Joseph Mojo McCarthy. Now Mojo he plays horn, he plays guitar, and he plays the piano, and he's just a musician, a great all around guy. And he's all his life he's just been trying to do his thing with the music and stuff. And so now I heard him performing in the spaces live. And he reached out to him and said, hey, would you be interested in coming on IMU TV, blah, blah, blah. And Mojo was like, man, I ain't got no money. And I was like, it doesn't cost, and that's one of the things, it doesn't cost an artist a penny to ever get on IMU TV, and it never will. Unless you take advantage of some type of premium service that we offer. But that's not the same. So he said, but I don't have any money. He said, you won't have to have any money. And he said, we just need a nice little view. He said, well, I don't have a major video. And he said, send it on board anyway. And so he sent it in. And his video is merely just him playing his piano. No, or is he playing his guitar? I think it's his guitar. And he got it set up. This is his phone. And he used, I think, iMovie or something of the case. And he recorded himself and put a couple of little transitions, not even transitions, a couple of little filters on it, picture in picture. And he's singing the song. And the song is called The Prayers. And it's a very simple song. It's about, the Serenity Prayer. And then he says some things on there like, I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. And just the bite, the substance of the song was very, very solid. So when now presented it to me, he was like, man, he said, you sure you think we are? I was like, here we are, bro. I said, we're to give the opportunity to every single artist that we come in. I said, who is us for us to say that it's no good? And so he said, all right, let's do it then. We put Mojo on. And within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and still, Mojo has the #1 most streamed video on IMU TV. The top 2 most streamed videos on IMU TV. And why is that? Is it because he's just a great and everybody jumping up and down? Well, to your teacher's own. But here's what he did. He used the power of IMU TV. He used the fact that we were pushing and promoting, and the fact that he could send people to see his video over and over and over again, to be, and to be a part of the community. And because of that, Mojo is doing an incredible thing right now, y'all. And I'm just being honest. And we have some really, really top shelf videos, really, really top shelf artists on IMU TV from all over the world, from Jamaica to we have Iba Art from Siberia to all of the Scottish guys. We have a ton of artists on IMU TV. And this guy, because of his using the talent, using the tool for what it's meant for, he is excelling. And I bet you, as soon as he puts something behind a paywall, he's gonna do very well. So that's how IMU benefits the artist. That's the tools that gives you the artist. And those are a couple of stories of the artists that have been doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's a lot of what I'm getting is IMU is empowering the artist. It's like you're helping them help themselves in a whole new medium, and even to a whole new crowd. Wow. Let's see. So So I see in World one. You got a shout out from Old Guy. He says, "Michigan, let's go."
Let's go.
and Yolantis is asking if spotty Wi-Fi is part of the of IMU TV.
Spotty Wi-Fi?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I haven't run across our artist yet, but I'm certainly hoping that he would tap in with us. If you think he should be on the channel, have him send his his full name, the type of music he makes, a little bit about himself, and a link where we can find his music to contact at imutv.tv, and we get him onboarded.
Yep. Thank you. All right, and I believe that might be like all the questions from in world. So I guess I can move forward with my next question, which
Sure.
it kind of brings it back to music and IMU. It's like a little bit of both.
Okay.
You've recently teased new music videos and tracks like 20 Nickels featuring
Uh huh.
how do you balance creating your own music and running a platform that spotlights others?
Ooh, wait, man, you actually all of the great ones tonight, bro. Because I ask myself that often myself. I often ask myself that same question, and I'll tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy. But I'm gonna tell you the way that I do it. I have a very solid team. My brothers Now Cottrell and Jay Fitzy, they are such amazing teammates and partners to have. And Jimmy is a music maker as well. Now has an incredible love for music makers and creators all together. And I promise you, without them dudes, I would be all over the place trying to keep this together. I really mean that. They are such solid and brilliant men. They have minds that are to match mine. We're such a good team together. We're like we call ourselves the musical trident. Batman, and Batman. There's no Robins, unless we just have to be Robin and Alfred for that day. But but that's how we are, and I use that. I use them as my backbone. They're my rock, to keep myself moving forward, making sure that I'm making the best music that I can. I'm actually happy that I've had so much music over the years that I still got stuff that I'm able to drop now that people be tripping. And I even take it when we get out, when we get ready to go out, take y'all out with one that you're going to trip because the song is probably older than the vast majority of the people in the space, in the stream. But with those guys, they help me, because we meet regularly, and then we're brothers. That's what we call it. With blood can make us closer, and we talk, and when we talk each other like brothers talk to each other. We don't pull the punches. We talk to each other with love and correctness and accountability. Hold each other accountable to each other and to ourselves. And so with them, they're like, all right, Rob. Where we at today? And then, they give me my, boop, 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 boop. All right, put this here, put that there. And then if I have some questions, I definitely go to them. Jimmy's is really he has background in, larger business, running larger businesses and things like that. So, getting that organizational knowledge from him. And then, now just being an absolute workhorse, period, 100% of the time. I'll ask him how, and he and I learn from each other back and forth. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, now Jimmy and I, we OGs, we're from the old golden era, and it's just a testament to how bright Niall is. Niall just turned 30, right? So, and he got us rolling. He got us rolling in a lot of ways, technological wise and backbone wise, as far as structure and things like that. That really has us moving forward. So, without them, and then my brother Slim the Boss. I am Slim the Boss. That's you heard about that's the song, that the video, the
Mm-hmm.
I am UTV. He's the feature on that song. He and I together with separate with artists as well, separate solo artists, but together we're RAS class, and that stands for Robb and Slim class, because we're in a class all about ourselves. Right? That's at least that's how we look at it. Right? So we have that song, and then yes, 20 Nickels is my song that's getting ready to drop. That's about me, and that song is actually probably some of you were probably still in middle school, high school when I wrote that one, right? But it's the beauty of today's technology, the new sounds, the new technology, the ability, the equipment at home makes things sound a lot better. And I try to stay relative by being around a lot of younger artists. So with all of that together, they keep me balanced, and I'm still working out the bugs though. So I'm still working out the bugs.
I think we all are in this space. Like we're just going in blind. We don't know what step is ahead of us, but we just keep grinding, keep moving forward, right?
Yes, sir.
uh,
Yes, sir.
so I believe I have so far in the interview side of things, I have kept you here for about an hour. What
Sure, sure.
what do you think about running a few more questions and then starting to
Let's
wind
rock.
down?
Let's rock. I'm free. I'm here today. I made sure this part of my day was open slot. So for you got me for as long as you need me.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. And also, thank you for some of the names of the artists within the IMU TV platform.
Yeah.
And let's see if I got them correct, because I would like to even reach out personally to them, and
Sure.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe they would like to speak one day.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
I have JLOL,
Uh huh.
Goaty,
Cody. Yeah.
and Mojo McCarthy.
Mojo McCarthy. Give you a few more. Rob Philo. That's ROBFILLO. He just got on it. Oh, great music. Oh my goodness. We even have the incredible Robin Charles on IMU TV. I'm not sure if you're familiar who Robin Charles is.
Charles, I don't think so.
Robin Charles is the one of the daughters of the late great Ray Charles, and she
Whoa.
is amazing. I'm trying to tell you, she's amazing. Ooh-wee!
Oh
If you
man,
like Ray Charles music, I swear you're definitely gonna love Robin. She is amazing.
I'm probably gonna look her up as soon as this show is done. Now, I love Ray. I love me some good Ray Charles.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you're interested in giving her an interview, I can reach out to her and ask her, like, hey, my man Sin is looking to give you an interview, and I can put you in touch, and you guys can work it out from there.
Of course, I mean, I would love to, and don't you worry. I personally, I was gonna save this for maybe later down the road in this interview, but I was gonna say that I've been kind of just thinking of even some artists within my network, within my circle that
Yeah.
that may be interested in IMU TV and being a part of IMU TV. So I'll definitely send them your
Yeah,
way.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so, because here's one of the things, like, while because here's another thing to think of, because we do advertising on average. So if you have a brand, hey, holler at us as well, because we're offering until the beginning of next year. Right now, we're doing free advertising on IMU TV.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So, yeah, we're giving free advertising right now. So you want to take advantage of it while it's available, and because we consistently expand it. So I always encourage artists with their music videos, put a sale message in there, offer message. If you got something going on the blockchain. Since it's not blockchain itself, and we can't just direct you from the TV channel to somewhere else. Excuse me, you can put that advertisement in there with your music. Hey, got me a new drop on bop bop bop. You know what I mean? Over here, or wherever it is that you're dropping it. You know what I mean? So utilize this, artist. Utilize this, brand makers. Utilize this. It's a
there.
big deal.
It's there and for the taking as well, or not. Not
Yes,
it
sir.
sounded so bad saying there for the taking, but there for people to be able to take
Definitely
advantage.
to take
Yeah.
advantage of. That's for sure. To take advantage of, for sure.
And yeah, I just want to thank you for even doing that for with your artists and anyone that signs up to IMU TV. So yeah, I mean, I got a couple in mind that I might refer to you in the future here.
Sweet.
Wow, I think I had my first brain fart of the evening, because I was gonna ask you kind of like a follow up within what you just mentioned, but I guess it's gone. So I mean, I'm gonna throw up kind of like a softball question. I'm sure you've heard this in like almost every interview that you've walked into, but I'm curious on your thoughts with this one. What has been your biggest challenge, the biggest challenge you faced, bridging traditional hip hop with Web3, and how have you overcome it, or are you overcoming it? Are you in the middle of a battle? What's going on?
Yeah, man. The biggest obstacle is education. People just don't know. Artists just don't know. The fans just don't know that it's available over here. And then when they hear about blockchain, they say, "What's blockchain?" And then somebody says crypto. Oh, they go crazy and they get scared. You know what I mean? So the biggest thing I've been having, because I'm always here, running into artists. I have a lot of artists that I'm cool with here, and I've been bringing it to them, bro. So now that's why obviously IMU TV is in the play. But I'm like, bro, and we want you to make money though. So that's the biggest part. They get on IMU TV But when it's time to get them over here to start understanding the technology and why it's important and why it is your equalizer, why it gives you so much power back, why it gives you all of your rights, why it gives you the ability to call the shots, because you can't manipulate the analytics on the blockchain like you can on Spotify, on websites with bots and things like that. You know what I mean? You actually got to have legitimate, secure transactions taking place to say, look, this is what I'm doing over here. And then you even have platforms like Sonar Muse. I'm on Sonar Muse as an artist, where you have the opportunity to put your music there and you get fractionalized payments for So once those type of platforms stream, to take place with the total streaming platforms for the that's it's immutable. So getting artists to recognize the power that they have, it's been the biggest obstacle, and it's an ongoing thing. For me, I've been fortunate enough that I've been around for the past 5 years in Web3, that I came in and moved the right way. I came in wanting to learn and find out how I can help first, how I can be of assistance to someone else first. So I joined communities and said, well, what can I be? What can I do in this community? Teach me what I need to learn here. What is this project about? Why should I be excited about it? And then once I learned, I'm like, yeah, I am excited about it, and started doing all of these collaborative things inside of these different communities like Mad V Apes, the Mino Mob, and back Slavic Fruit Farm when I first came in, and more, and others, even trying to remember the one. What's the guy's name? My guys over in Amsterdam, they have a gin called the Bomb. It's a black gin. It won second or third place in the Amsterdam's gin. It's a big prestigious thing, and I did the theme song for it. So I met all of these people from just digging in the blockchain. Right? And so I've been fortunate enough to be able to make these alliances, create these opportunities, so that now when I drop music, I have a big enough community there that I don't exhaust them by dropping. I make it right. I make sure that when I do drop, it's a nice drop, and they're gonna have a lot of value, and I do very well. What I'm saying? So, and that's really because I've taking the time to first and foremost get into a community, be a part of community, find out how I can help first, and then the help came back.
Yep.
So
Yep.
for other artists, that's what we try to do, help them get over that same hump.
Yep, and that is kind of exactly how it is. I kind of feel like it's across Web3, the Web3 audience. It's for the real ones that it's like when someone comes in, it's the real ones, you always notice them that they're always the quiet ones at first. They're the ones that sit in the back of the room just observing, watching, listening what's happening, and eventually it's like they start asking questions. Then then they start having their own opinion, their own forming their own opinions on all this, what's going on, how can we push it forward, and then boom, it's like that then they push forward and make a brand of their own. And that's, I believe, one of the most beautiful things about Web3, the ability for someone to branch out and be independent, be themselves.
Yes. Yeah. Because we say now, my big motto today is for real is your community is the new currency. And that's the truth.
Yep.
That's the truth. If you want to especially as an artist, because we know how music is so sometimey. It's trendy. It's trendy like stocks and crypto. So some days they go like this stuff, and then that type of music gonna have it's fall. So traditionally, artists have to try to make a million, try to do the best that they can every album, and it's stressful to do that, right? Whereas you build a community around yourself for more than just the music. Right. Me, I'm a motivational speaker and have a lot of other things that's going on, with the animation, and do a lot of other stuff. And of course, IMUTV. So as a music maker, I don't have to continue to try to make song after song after song after song after song. I have other things that I can monetize. So with my brand, my own personal brand, Uncle Robb, which is now transferring from Uncle Robb Radio to Uncle Robb Live, but that's my brand. So with my brand, I do that enough, and people, like you said, they sit back and watch and observe. I like this guy, Robb Nickels. I'm about to start following him. He followed me more, but next thing you know, that I'm able to receive advertising dollars from affiliate partners and such. And from that, and when my music does come out at that time, I can do less work because I already have a community that's ready to talk for me. So,
Exactly.
yeah, bro. That's it.
That's it. And you reminded me. You kind of mentioned. What was your saying about community? Your community is.
Community is the new currency.
The community is the new currency. I was fortunate when I came into Web3 after losing it all about 2 times. Yeah, like it was like that was all on the crypto side, and then I, entered the NFT community side of things, of the actual part with value.
Right.
And I was fortunate to have a kind of like a mentor at the time, someone that kind of showed me what all this is, and he is kind of like he doesn't like me talking about him too much. He's a pretty well-known DJ out in Switzerland.
Okay.
And he used to tell me all the time, your network is your net worth.
Yes, sir. Those two sayings go hand in hand. Hand in hand. Yes,
So
sir.
that it reminded me, what you said of community is the new currency, and that is right. I believe in that, and I mean, there's nothing better than it because it's like literally a family around you.
Yes. Yes.
Everyone
And,
here.
you know,
Okay.
as a music artist, I'm sorry. As a music artist, I hear a lot of stories from like major music artists, like over the years and the terms, and I hear about all of how so many kill themselves and that type of stuff, and you find out that they're really lonely. They're like really, really lonely up there. Everybody pushing and pulling and tugging at them, and there's nobody really there to listen and talk and just to be human with. And I'm truly, truly, truly believing that when the more artists start to use, these platforms, building communities, and here like in Discord and really intimate, communities, and not worrying about trying to blast it out to the super masses and to be this super mega star, but really just keep it there. Your community will keep you together. I know mine has. Well, I go through some tough days as a CEO, as an artist, as a human being, and I don't hold it back from my community, and they're always there. It's always somebody that's, Rob, we see you. We see you. Just keep going, keep rocking. So it's important. It's really important.
Definitely is. And I mean, I'm sitting next to my community members here, big family, love them all, like been around them for so long. And what up, Tuna Boy? I see that you pulled up. Freaking OG, thank you for pulling up. So yeah, I mean, as you were saying that, I'm just out here looking at my friends, and I feel that 100%. Okay, so I guess I have kind of like a comment. Perhaps maybe
Sure.
you would be interested in this. So
Sure.
in Decentraland, we currently are standing at the Meta One Design headquarters, which was founded by Mr. J. Stickle. He is the developer of this parcel, and he kind of built some really cool shit. Like he kind of pushes the boundary of what is there currently, like when it comes to like maybe tools, applications within like your land. And so he's kind of created the Meta One Designs relay, M1D relay. And let's see, his comment said, we can make a IMUTV tab with multiple channels. Kind of. Oh, here's the other comment that I was seeing actually. We can add any of their channels to the M1D relay, and it could be installed at any scene. So like if you're ever interested in kind of having like a button within the Meta One Design headquarters, where like let's say someone on Decentraland is roaming around, they come here, they see the relay, or it's kind of like a panel, and then they see IMUTV, they could click on it and watch some music from within Decentraland. Just
it's definitely worth having a conversation for sure. Let's definitely let's get in the DM, set up a call, and run it past the guys, and see what it all entails. I mean, because again, it's all about the artist first, and if it's something that's going to benefit the artist, we really know that because we have ideas of doing stuff in the metaverse, and we're just trying to figure out and waiting to see what's going to be the best way to do it. So it's definitely would definitely would be a good conversation to have for sure.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for being open to that. And
Yeah.
Mr. J Stickle, he's my homie. He takes care of me. Like when I needed him because I needed a spot for this show, he was right there for me.
Okay. That's nice. I appreciate you, bro, for being there for saying like that. I'm always happy when I see other people doing things for everybody else, because everybody knows me all the time. I say the word for the day and every single day, and I'm gonna say it at the end again. The word for the day and every single day is love. You got to spread that word. You got to make sure you spread the love as much as you possibly can. So, thank you, kind sir, for being that spread that love to our dear friend Sin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, I remembered my question from earlier when you were talking about kind of like the opportunity to make a little bit of ad revenue within IMU, the IMU TV platform. Also, like advertising and stuff like that. It kind of made me think, like, is IMU TV exclusive to music, or I mean, do you see a vision future where there are talk shows broadcasted to?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You really hitting some good spots. Yeah. In the near future, you're going to see a multitude of channels because we are a global television network. So you're going to see, the music. You're going to see the Web3. You're going to see films. You're going to see. We even have a doom scroll channel that we're going to be putting up for like really really short content. That type of stuff. I mean, all the way. It's so many things that with so many different channels that we intend on having. And we're hoping to get a lot of programming, a lot of content creators, and of all sorts and sizes to come on board and fill up the channel so that we can really be a channel of creators doing for and by each other and everybody getting paid. Everybody, that's the idea. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. We're getting close to the end. I promise.
Sure. No, hey, bro. I'm having a good time, bro.
Me too.
I'm having this. I do this all day, every day, and every time I get to speak with somebody new into a new community, to let them get to see me and get to know who I am, because I truly believe that you have to see somebody to kind of. I mean, we do what we do in the spaces. I know we talk a lot, but when you get to see somebody and you can tell how genuine a person is, you can really, when you hear them, how they express themselves. And I like for people to see that, we're truly transparent here. We have no intentions of any whatsoever goals of misusing the artist, because if that happens, you got to go through me first. And I'm an artist, so artists will never get done bad here. We provide an education to the top hill that we possibly can. We're even going to have some educational courses and things like that for artists who want to learn more about the industry on their own. So yeah, man, we all about it. And then not only just music artists, but like I said, I'm a filmmaker as well. So if you know independent filmmakers that have films that they're tired of fighting and wrestling, tussling with Tubi and all of these other folks, send them to IMU TV. Contact, put your name on there, tell us what you got, send us a link to it. Because we definitely looking to start ramping up film as well. So, but like I said, talk shows. I'm looking forward to game shows, you name it, coming on IMU TV. So let's get in the DMs and talk about your ideas.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, you heard him here, everyone. Make sure to hit up our boy Robb Nickels. Okay, so what is next for IMU TV? Any upcoming drops, expansions, collaborations that we should be watching out for?
Currently, we teamed up. I wish I had the link with me in front of me. We teamed up with TrueFi DAO and XMeme to create a NFT project that's benefiting, the creators and things like that are building on XRPL. So we're involved with that. That's a pretty good. You can check out the timeline. I'm sure I tweeted it in there somewhere. Okay. So that's a pretty cool thing that we got going on. But we're just building. We're doing a lot of redevelopment, so we have a lot of real big major announcements to come with soon. We're doing a lot of things. But if you really want to know more about because some parts is another. We're a 3-part ecosystem, but I'm here to talk about IMU TV. But if you want to learn about the rest of our ecosystem, which is IM Collectibles and IM Protectors, the Protectors are our mascot and our branding on the blockchain. You want to learn more about that, go to improtectors.com. And then we have specified AMA spaces for those where you can come in and ask all that. So, yeah, we have a 3-part ecosystem and building from traditional to blockchain, the back, and up through and around. So we're hoping and planning to everybody come on, because we got to do it together if it's going to happen.
Yes, sir. And within that last part that you mentioned, is that are those the interviews that you mentioned on Wednesdays?
On Wednesday, we do every other Wednesday, Frequencies Decoded. We sit down with, not necessarily always all of the time, with a music maker. Last week we had Steak and Bake Bully, and then the couple of weeks before that, his partner, Mrs. Zam, who are building some things, just community-wise. They're not music makers at all, but have some great experiences in building in Web3. Other times we have, incredible artists, but we're all about protecting the frequencies, and you'll hear us talk about that a lot. You see these aliens that I have on here, these are protectors. We talk about protecting the frequencies, and the frequencies are all of the music frequencies, obviously the sound frequencies that we actually hear, to those those higher ether frequencies that has been showed that we all have been encoded with a specific frequency. We're trying to make sure that everybody's vibrating on their frequency that allows them the best things in life, and we want to protect those frequencies. We want to protect that by continuous, always being positive, progressive, building things, operating outside of the norms, giving new paradigms and things like that. So Frequencies Decoded is all about that. Anybody and everybody that's moving, shaking, making something happen, and trying to change and protect the frequencies. We have those people come on every other Wednesday for Frequencies Decoded, and then my show is on Tuesdays, every Tuesday 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Uncle Robb Live. He used to be Uncle Robb Radio. It's now Uncle Robb Live because now broadcasting to IMU TV. I was just broadcasting to the socials first, and now we're broadcasting live on Tuesdays, and then on Thursdays. We have Frequencies Amplified, which is our educational show. Myself and Jay Fitzy, where we go down through there. We're going through the ABCs of the industry, and we go through each week A, B, C, D. I think we're on on D coming up. I think.
Okay.
I think D. And so we do that on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on channel and on all socials as well. So
awesome. Thank you for sharing. And I definitely want to catch you on like any of these interviews or podcast speaking spaces that you may have. I'm really hoping that I could catch you on Wednesday, but you said it's every other Wednesday, so I'm gonna definitely have to.
It's every other Wednesday. I'll make sure that since now that we've been able to connect like this, I definitely, because anytime that I'm really like to send out. You now reached out to me and you give me this opportunity. We've met before. The first time we associates, now we're friends. So you hear a lot more from me.
For sure. Thank you, and please do don't feel bad sending me any space or anything like that. I want to be there, so definitely send me that invite. Okay, if you could give any piece of advice to an aspiring artist entering Web3, what would it be?
Seriously, come in trying to learn. Don't come in trying to sell your music. That's not what Web3 really is. That's traditional sales. That's your traditional life. Here, you want to build trust. You want people to really accept you for who you are, and you don't want that to be, just a facade. You don't want that to just be surface. You want people to be able to recognize who you are, to be able to truly fall in love with who you are as a person. And then in order to do that, you got to get in here, you got to be humble, you got to ask questions, you have to ask, how can I help? Becomes part of something that's bigger than your music, like so many of us did, and enjoy the journey of learning and collaboration. Don't be afraid to collaborate. I've heard a lot of artists come from the traditional side to Web3, and they think they're supposed to get paid for every collaboration. Well, you can, but don't think about it traditionally anymore where somebody paid me $500 to do a feature. Well, that's not sustainable. That's only going to happen every now and again. Versus coming over here into this side, onto Web3, into the blockchain, I've made a lot of friends that are artists, and now they've made noise over all of this time, and they're able to do things. So we collaborate together and drop NFTs, and they sell out, and we got money in our pocket, way more money than you'd have made trying to get a stream. You know what I mean? So I suggest that any new artist, or that's coming into this, and also paradigm shift, because you do have to, and if you're not one of those kind of artists that are really, maybe really introverted. Well, start in the spaces. Start in the spaces. Come up to one of you. Got to learn how to put yourself outside of the box.
Yep.
The days of just being introverted and not saying anything. Or get a manager. That's what one of our artists did. Maya Tejan is another artist. She's the flagship artist on IMU. She's not an extroverted artist, but she has an incredible manager, and she shows up when it's time to show up to do what she need to do. So if you need to do that, then by all means do that as well. But come in, be ready to learn first and foremost, and be humble. Be humble, and everything else will come. Start working with different people, so many different producers. You got influencers like here, like Sin, who will see you just doing your thing out here, and like, hey, come on and let me give you some exposure. But you can't just be out here just buy my stuff, buy my stuff. That's spammy. It's spammy.
Yeah.
Don't nobody, why should I buy it? You
Be
just like
yourself.
everybody else trying to get me to buy it. So that's my biggest advice. Come in, become a team member first. People will start to wonder what you're about, and they'll give you the opportunity.
Yes, exactly. Like, you don't. It's like one of those things that you don't even have to say a word, because eventually someone will, want to, like, hey, what's up? What's your name? Like,
Yep.
that's how
Yep.
that's how it gets
That's
started.
exactly how it happened, and that's exactly how it happened, bro. That's exactly how it happened. He called himself Satoshi. Online. I'm not sure what he's calling himself anymore. His name is Mikey, and he was one of the community leaders over on at Mad V Apes back when I was still green. I still had to have a real clue. I knew what NFTs were, but I didn't really understand all the other stuff.
The
And he
ecosystem.
he heard me performing just in an open mic space, and he was like, "Bro, I really like your music. What's going on with you?" Right? And one thing led to another. He said, "Man, let me introduce you to some people." And bang, it just kept going from there. And they gave me the opportunity. And before I knew it, people within that community were like, "Hey, you seen Rob? You talked to Rob? I need to talk to Rob." And I talk to them. I say, "What's up? Hey, I want to pay you to do a song for me." And that's truly just how it happened.
Yeah.
So be a teammate. Be. There's no I in team, right? This is made for team, not Tim.
Exactly. Uh, old guy says, great advice. Because yeah, very true. And it looks like the second brain fart of the night just happened. I was gonna say something deep and profound, but looks like it's gone in the wind. So just gonna kick it over to just a final question, which is
Sure.
passing it back to you for any final thoughts, any words that you would like to say that everyone to everyone that's watching.
Sure. Again, I want to extend my sincere thanks to you, Sam, for recognizing what I'm doing out here, and wanted to introduce what I'm doing, and myself, Robb Nickels, to your community. That is so honorable, and I'm so humbled by it, because I try my best. I really try my best to be a good guy, and I know pride. My parents taught me that. My parents have brought me up to be that way. So it feels good when people in the community that runs in, even though we don't talk to each other every single day, that you're watching and you're saying, hey, this is somebody I want somebody else. He's valuable, and for you to see my value, that means more than I can express. So thank you first and foremost to the community, all of you that's out here hanging out. So thank you first and foremost for some support to Sin, so to even allow him to be able to do this, and then all of you that's in here hanging out. You're incredible people, because you're so early and you're so open, and your perspective is so wide open to what the future has and what the future is bringing. We can see a world that's just going so topsy-turvy, and it's so weird on the outside, and it's so negative. But when we come in here, you find so many people that are building toward the proper, toward the right directions, and trying to do the right things. And of course, we always going to have the nefarious people doing crazy things, but it's more than enough of us here to really make this thing solidified and take it into the future by doing the things that we're doing. by meeting the people, taking the time to become, your network, getting your network and making your net worth with your new community currency, taking the time to be a true human being, not some fad trending thing, so thank you, because we're all here so early, and you will all be the ones, and all of us will be the ones, 10 years from now, looking back and smiling and knowing that when this is recorded and on the blockchain, and the blockchain, the history books will be on the blockchain soon, and when it gets recorded there, we will be a part of that story. We will be the ones that say, hey, I was alive. I was one of the people that made the energy shift change in the world. I was part of the catalyst of making that happen, where people started to be treating each other better. People are doing better things with each other. More abundance coming into the world. More people on the planet able to do the things that they want to do versus the things that they absolutely have to do. And so I appreciate you all for being in and just taking time to listen to me, because I know I can talk. Right? I know I can get down. And I appreciate you listening to my message. And if you if you know anything about, like I know, the word for today and every single day is love. Love is the most powerful tool, the most powerful element, the most powerful force in the universe. If you use it, it will never fail you. I promise.
Thank you. That was That was an amazing way to end it. As Rob said, all this is not possible without every single one of you that showed up tonight and listen to this interview, ask your questions. Big love to all of you. I love you all. And I guess on that note, we're gonna call it a night. Good evening. All right.
Well, let me take you guys out of here with a song, and that way you go to bed bopping like, I'm hanging out.
Let's do it. Yeah. Take it away.
This jam is called Riffin' and Reggae, and this song is I wrote this song when I was, for real, 18 years old. I'm not joking either. I just redid the music. Check it out. Hey, come on. Bro. On my clock now, say. You want to rap with me? Maybe you haven't seen me doing my thing long time now, say. Let me got the reggae here. Let's go, man. Okay. Cheer. Robb Nickels, check me out now. Hey. You see, I'm riffing. My flow on the way to help up a little bit of the style of I pick up a pin and I'm tons of the tin. I begin to riff. But riffing is not too bad, can I tell you? It's just the flow and I show and I dig on the style. And I'm using a reggae string. But this is when the flow begins. I'm the monster rock and roll style. I'm rocking the brand and I'm sure to be worth your while. I'm fucking mission on this style. We need this style that I see. They will say that was Robb Nickels. I'm riffing and real. Come on. Bounce for me, come on, bounce for me, Timothy. Bounce for me, say my bounce for me, come again. Bounce for me, they say bounce for me, come again. Sure, bounce for me, now. See, we're the different and different. From the butt depending upon the way that you speak. But those the kind of do. Hey man, don't you be dipping. Because if you cannot achieve it, man, you will sound weak. Unique I am. I'm more unique than any unique crew. Cause I'm riffing and showing the people the reggae they can do too. Now, being the man and I'm more up the people will like my song. Let me rock and play the reggae they party just all night long. See from Robb Nickels and I am you, me like to say. Peace in the motherland, man. They keep riffing and reggae. Yeah, come again. Check it. I did the wrong verse for the skate. Check it out. Hey. Yeah. We do it again now. So check it out. Now when they sing riff, that's what time even I'm speaking reggae. Many of your rappers will try to see they can't get the words I say. Cause riff it is enough to you see Robb Nickels the master. Making it funky, you're feeling it till I'm making it true the answer. Let you enjoy that everyone wants the party. But see I'm the original ripper, so everyone else in the sound is sloppy. Now what you hear, there's no talent, you like just what you hear. It must be that MC Robb Nickels and flipping the soup with the reggae feeling. But don't stop listening because it just becomes to deliver a message because it's a vulnerability everyone. And they hey. Okay. Let me give you this last verse now.
bounce for me. Come on, bounce for me. Let's check this last verse out, y'all. Remember, this song's 20 years old. At least, older than that. I'm riffing this shit one that people they bigger, their dollars, the bedroom, example, the flow and the smoke and the season, condition, the losing, they play support, step into rap and step you with the calibrated, the sun, the suck on the squeezing, they girl and say one of these squeezing, they peeling to cross their old generation, they keeping the peace in the walls and tears. Yeah, you thought that I couldn't do it. I'm talking serious, but you do it. But don't take it around the funky words that I say. Just do like I do, yes, boy. Keep riffing it. Come on, bounce for me. Come on, bounce for me. Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for coming on out tonight. This has been your man, Robb Nickels. I appreciate you hanging out with me and my man, SinfulMeatStick, here from the Decentraland, wherever you came in with us at. I appreciate this opportunity. I love y'all. If you need me, just tap in the DMs. We're going to keep doing it like that, man. Y'all. And we out. Hey! We go! Boom! 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 Can we get one time? Let me see this right now all over the world one time now, bro. Walk it out when I say it. And we out.